Well, hello there, everyone. How you doing this outstanding Thursday? It's November the 9th, year 2023. Thank you for all new subscribers. I appreciate it. If you can share my channel with anyone others, I do appreciate it. I just watched a small lizard run across the wall there. Anyway, I am Mazske Finance, coming to you currently from the country of Panama. I used to live in Florida, I used to live in Virginia, Maine, Maryland, Colorado, Puerto Rico. That's the gist of it. So anyway, I want to share with you the number one reason most people won't do a lot of stuff. You notice in the title, I probably left it blank unless I change my mind on the title. Anyway, the number one reason people won't do, fill in the blank. And before I get started, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a CPA, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist. Oh, great. Okay, so what am I talking about? Many times you probably ask that question. What is Mazske talking about? The number one reason people won't fill in the blank. The one reason people won't invest. The number one reason, I'm tripping on my words this morning. The number one reason people will not exercise. The number one reason people will not eat healthy. The number one reason people will not read books. The number one reason people won't, and I could go on and on and on. What is that number one reason? I will tell you without any further ado. Two words. Instant gratification. What do I mean by that? We started coming out with instant gratification many years ago. Many years ago. It probably started before I was born. I think it did. But instant gratification has changed the world. It's changed the world. I have learned so much in the past couple of years, both about investing and living healthy. Investing has always been an issue for everybody. Number one, you could ask Benjamin Franklin. He invested. Ask Chad, Coach Carson. He's reading the book by Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin started investing a couple hundred years ago. So investing's been around for a long time. And I can't say instant gratification was the issue back before why people didn't invest, but it's one of the reasons now. I can say instant gratification has detrimentally hurt society in a variety of ways, along with helping society in a variety of ways. What do I mean by this? Look around wherever you are. And if you're in your bedroom of your house, okay, get out in society and look around. You will find folks living on their cell phones constantly. You will find folks sitting in a restaurant, scrolling, texting. You will find folks driving a car with their phone, doing stuff, sitting at a red light, doing stuff. School classes, they're starting to take away phones now, I think, but same thing. Distractions. Ride in a car with a friend. Are you guys having a conversation? Go on a date with someone. Are you guys having a conversation? Or is someone or both people texting, scrolling, whatever? How often are you on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter? I'm forgetting one of there's more. How often are you on one of those sites? I do it. We all do it. But how much does that distract you? How much hype in society do you believe? Back a couple years ago during COVID, there were meme stocks that all of a sudden just got bid up by perhaps the millennials. But how many of them are solid investors? How many of them are progressing to financial independence? There's more information out there now about living healthy than ever. However, there are distractions, there is hype, there is infactual type information coming out. There's more and more and more. It's harder to pull out the nuggets of truth wherever they are. Okay? If you look at me from how you can see me on the camera, you can't see me that good, I know. See me from here up. Am I obese? Am I out of weight? Am I looking like I'm 90 years old? But yet you look at people that are my age, people younger than me, they're getting cancer. They're dying from health issues more now than ever. Before, people died from infections. Before, we did not have antibiotics. People did not die from Alzheimer's. They did not die from heart disease. They did not die from diabetes. They did not die because they were poor. They did not die from eating junk food or smoking cigarettes. Okay? We have people dying younger and younger, along with people living older and older. I'm on record on this channel by saying something to the effect that all of us can extend our life by 20 years or so, as if we choose to live a healthy lifestyle. What is a healthy lifestyle? How does a healthy lifestyle connect with becoming wealthy? How many of you want to be wealthy? How many of you want to be financially independent? How many of you just want to have more money? You can do that by investing. You can do it by working to get more money, but then take that money and invest to provide positive cash flow. So if something happens and you can't work, you'll be okay. Or if you get to the age where you don't want to work, you'll be okay. What's the fastest way, and I'm not going to talk a lot on this, but what's the fastest way to wealth? It's by buying real estate, one rental at a time. I saw a short video the other day with two folks on it. One of them was David Green from Bigger Pockets, and he was talking about people chasing positive cash flow and how that's a mistake. What is he talking about? A mistake. I, to use that term, chased positive cash flow. Because of it, in 4 years, by getting that positive cash flow, I no longer work. I lived in South Florida in a house that had a swimming pool and a dock and a tiki hut and with big high ceilings. I now live in the country of Panama, renting a house with big high ceilings with a swimming pool right there, a beach right over there, not too far away, that I walk on all the time. Why? How do I do this? Positive cash flow. What did I mention doing? Swimming and walking, exercise. Why aren't you exercising more? Are you busy with your job? Are you busy with life? I'm married. I raised 2 boys. I worked a full-time job. I worked 50, 60 hours a week easily, sometimes more, sometimes a little bit less. I worked a lot of overtime. I worked daytime, nighttime, 12-hour shifts, back and forth, back and forth. See what it's doing to my body? That's what it did up here by me working back and forth. Okay? But along the way, I raised 2 intelligent young men who are very successful in life, and both are physically fit, living healthy, and they are investors. My goal is to share with you over time nuggets of information that will help you to be physically fit and to become an investor. Let me ask this question. How many of you eat to get as much protein as you can? How many of you eat to get as much fiber as you can? There's an argument out about there. There's diets out there that will push eating the protein, eating the meat, being a carnivore. There's other folks who will push eating the fiber. The average American gets something like, they don't get the recommended daily allowance of fiber. The average American is constipated. The average American, as they get older, gets hemorrhoids. The average American gets polyps in their colon. The average American gets cancer or heart disease or diabetes. It all comes down to choices of food they ate. If you choose healthy food, if you choose a mango is high in natural sugar. But if you eat a mango versus eating that donut, if you eat those grapes versus eating those raisins, why would I say grapes instead of raisins? Raisins are good for you, but a quarter cup of raisins is more dense calories than a handful of grapes. Grapes can fill you up better, so you eat less. The raisins, you can eat a bunch and get an overload of the natural sugar, but just an overload of density of calories. Okay? How many of you salivate over that juicy steak? I've been the same way. I still eat meat, but I have made it a minimal part of my diet. How do I get protein if I'm not eating meat? Look up how much protein is in beans, oatmeal, other plant items, fruit items, not items, produce. You can get nuts, seeds, you can get a lot of protein, you can get amino acids, you can get vitamins and minerals. Where do the animals get their good stuff? They eat plants, and then we eat them. But when we eat them, we are getting the saturated fat, we are getting the cholesterol, we are getting the antibiotics that farmers shoot up into those cows and those pigs, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're going to eat meat, try to eat natural, grass-fed. It's the lesser of two evils, okay? That's what I try to do the best I can. Here in Panama, it's a little better as a whole. They use less chemicals than in the U.S. If you're in the United States of America, you're exposed to a lot of toxins. The more healthy you can keep your body, your liver can filter out toxins. When you get blood tests, AST, ALT, I think that's two of them, don't hold me to that, they measure functions of the liver. If your liver is functioning properly, I'm not talking about getting drinking a lot of alcohol, it destroys your liver. Toxins can overload your system. The air we breathe, the chemicals we are exposed to, the chemicals we consume. Our liver has to filter them out. So it has to be kept in good shape. How do you keep it in good shape? Eat that mango, eat those grapes, eat that banana, eat that apple, eat that orange, eat that broccoli, eat those leafy greens, eat those vegetables, eat those root vegetables, eat those beets, eat lots and lots of plant food. You will not get fat on natural plant food. You will not get high blood pressure. You will not get diabetes. You will not get cancer. You will not get a lot of stuff. Or if you eat natural plant food, do not use tobacco. Some people say do not drink any alcohol. If you do drink alcohol, keep it minimal. And invest. Always invest. Right now, if money's tight, learn how to be more frugal. Learn how to take a little bit of money every month, put it into your high yield savings account, because you can now get easily 5% on your high yield savings account. So put money into your high yield savings account. Get that 5%. Because if you put it in the stock market, sure, it's been up, I think, the last 8 days in a row, but it may be down the next 8 days in a row. Save it. If you get a guaranteed 5%, it might not be beating inflation, or maybe it is beating inflation, but it's a positive, it's 5%, okay? Save up the money until you can make an investment, hopefully into real estate. Because even though the majority of people out there will not invest in real estate, even though there's a ton of YouTubers talking about buying real estate, most people will never do it. They might buy a house to live in, but they will not buy a single rental property. I'm here going on record saying that any working American, as long as they're not working just a fast food restaurant or the minimum wage job, can buy real estate. Minimize your distraction with instant gratification. Investing is a long-term game. You need patience. You're not going to get rich overnight, but you can get wealthy in maybe as early as 5 years or 10 years. Maybe not overnight. 5 years though, in a lifetime of 100 years, 5 years is pretty short. It's pretty short. All right? So what can you do to minimize your instant gratification? But even though we live in a society of instant gratification, don't distract yourself with it so much. Do you live on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, all those things? Try to minimize it. Learn to move. Take the steps instead of the elevator. Move. Exercise. Get off that couch. Get out of that bed. Get out of that chair. Just move. Get up and dance. Get up and put a YouTube video on with music and dance while you're munching on a carrot or a celery stick or a mango or some juca or some yame that you boiled or you steamed, or some broccoli sprouts or some fennel seeds. You ever chew on some fennel seeds? Give it a try. All right, so that being said, hopefully this made sense to you. Have a great day. Mazke's having fun here. Have a great day. Mazke's signing out.